All right, guys, so here's the situation. We got standing corn in a pond. The pond's right over there. Standing corn, all funnels down. There's a culvert down here. And we've got other spots pre-staked here, but around this culvert, there's a trail over on this side. So if I zoom in there, you guys see my dog proof there, pre-staked. I only have one pre-staked on this side because I've had some issues with theft. So if you come to this side, this other trail, we got a 220 pre-stake right here where it pinches down. You can't see it, but it's laying down in the grass there. And then if you look on down further, you'll see it narrows down right there. You could see the T-handle of my rebar stake standing up where I've got a 220 pre-stake there. I love 220s on these tall trails, on these steep drop-offs, because you catch them at the point and they drop down and expire, and the trail stays intact. Also, those 220s at locations like this help with theft. And like I said, the other side of the road is just picked beans and a brush pile. They dozed it all in, and we got some trail over here to work with. Probably get a 220 in here where it pinches, and then over on the side there, I'm thinking a DP or a foothold. So anyways, this is the first location today. Let's get going. So guys, you got to know your quitting point. And what I'm talking about is when you've been working from 4 or 5 in the morning and it's 1 in the morning the next, the following night, that same night, and you're skinning fur or you're modifying your traps, right? Because that's when you cut yourself or get hurt, because your mind's starting to shut down on you. You get those blurry eyes, and it's not from the cold beverage syndrome. But anyways, guys, so I just got these Duke 220s the other day, right? Well, the first thing I do is modify them a little bit, So I use a quick link attachment. Usually I like 2 swivels, one up near there and one back here, right? Well, last night I was working till 1 in the morning and I was cutting the chain off. Well, I left 2 links here and forgot about it. Almost cut my hand today. Not a huge deal, but at the same time, know when to quit. And so anyways, these 2 are set up, about ready to set them. So on this ditch here, on this side, there's a trail. It's real narrow, goes right there. It's not beat down heavy by any means at all. And then if you see here, you got the same thing. Small trail, not beat down heavy. It's going to corn, right? Next to a post. Okay, so I'm not even going to set here, though. Back in the day when you could set fences, I'd have stuck a 220 right there underneath that. And no, I wouldn't have caught a dog there because I don't set where hounds are ran. But anyways, you come to this side over here, and here you got 1 trail. Well, you have 2 still. 1 here, 1 there. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll on them hard with 220s over here in this grass because it's thicker. And you see it meets right there and goes across this field. Okay, so I can roll on them hard over here in the grass. They're more hidden. The trails are more defined, and my 220s sit in those trails better. So that's just an example of how I set this location up. So pre-staked a couple spots already. We're going hard. All right, guys, here's a brushy ditch where, farmers in the past, not the current owners, I think, but have thrown some stuff down there in the ditch. The current owners put in some new fencing here, which is great because I never mess with their fencing anyways. But that's not going to stop me from trapping here. I'm just going to come down here and I'm going to put a 1.5 line set where it pinches down, right? The reason being is because any bobcat wandering this ditch hunting rabbits, this brushy ditch here, hunting rabbits, birds, whatever. I seen a good-sized covey of quail here last year. He's going to narrow down. He's going to come right through this spot here, right, and keep hunting towards the other side. So we're going to put a 1.5 right here, and this is a great location, a learning point for some new trappers. And also look at this. There's a trail here, and this is more your raccoon right here. You see this, where it dives down? That's just raccoon. Instead of going through this mess here, they're coming down too. They're coming down. They're probably going through right here. and coming over that a little. But I don't care if I miss the raccoon so much at this location. But if a nice cat comes through, sure like to tango with him right about here. All right, let's get the next spot. All right, guys, we're down to some of the better traps that I have left now, newer ones. And so, anyways, I keep a bunch of my older traps, my junk traps on top, and I'll use them in a lot of high theft locations or high visibility locations. I save my good ones for the spots that are more hidden. People are more likely to drive by. So just a tip, helps with theft and eating costs of stolen traps. Guys, if you have a ditch or a location that's hard to read like this, it's just kind of open grass. You couldn't tell, really nothing pinches down if it travels it. Then go across the road, see what's going on the brushier side. That's where you're going to be able to see where they narrow down, right? Reading the ditches took me quite a few years to get good at, but I'd like to say I'd like to think I've done better anyways than I used to. But, you know, if you can't read one side, go try to read the other. That doesn't just pertain to ditches. By the way, I just found a trail while I was saying that. That doesn't just pertain to ditches. That pertains to timber, open fields. Look where it converts to brushy areas. And we'll see how many trails we can't find in this brush. All right, guys, this here is a little trail going water to water. You see as you come down, it's kind of a anything could travel it trail. And it goes down there to the water, right? But you see here, and it's beat down enough up there in the grass that you can see it. So that tells me it's getting traveled somewhat frequently. But a 1.5 blind set here is going to have to be on this shelf right above this stick. So I may take my axe and chop out a little on opening day and bury a 1.5 right there. So whatever steps over that stick, we're going to have. Now with this, you're going to want it pre-staked in deep, and you're going to want a double jaw that's powerful, has good strong springs, because you're on an embankment. So keep those in mind if you're setting up a spot like this. Like I said, you could see the trail. It's pretty defined. It may be a mink trail, you know, it's hard telling, but we'll see what we catch there. Well, guys, here's a trail that I always underset every year. I put 1-220 in. Well, I'm tired of missing fur. You know, coon prices aren't good, but I sure want to catch a bunch. So I pre-staked the 220 on this side. Then let's go check out the other side. Usually I put just 1-220 on this other side, but this year trail's popping, feeling a little less lazy. So if you look down there, it goes down towards water, and I've got a 1.5 and a DP stake there. So just 3 traps, but we'll roll on them a little harder. Just leave them set there a few days and clean them out. Well, guys, that'll conclude this episode. I think we got about 150 traps out. Don't quote me on that. That's about all the raccoon traps I think I own. So anyways, next weekend season, it's going to get intense real quick. You know, I drop a lot of knowledge in my videos. If you guys go back and view my videos, there's a lot of hints and a lot of subtle information that I drop. That's more for new trappers or guys just joining the channel. But I just want you guys to know I appreciate you all. We're going to run hard for you this season. You know, we'll see what we can do. That's for sure. I'm excited, pumped up, but today I'm wore out. It's Sunday afternoon. I'm ready to close the door. So hit that thumbs up. Tight chains, friends.